Hi everyone, it's Arthur, and it's Sunday, the 13th. I was going to say the 12th. No, it's the 13th, and it's 3:30 here in Los Angeles. It's about 63 degrees today, and running a little late. Sorry about that. But also, you may have heard that Mel went back into the ER. There was a text from him just stating that got in the ER bed. This is around 2 o'clock. They are doing a complete workup, another CT scan, IV fluids, cardiac workup, the whole 9 yards. I am glad that I came to the hospital. They are a level 1 trauma unit and are excellent. We'll keep you posted. So everyone, just most benevolent outcomes, love and light, and all that good stuff from Mr. Mel. You know, I feel he's going to be all right. So we just put it out there, all the good prayers and everything for him. Okay. And got some good questions up here. Sherry's in the background. Who's Sherry? This is Sherry. Or she can say hi real quick if she wants to. She's waving. She's not coming on. There she is.
I can come on. Hey, everybody. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Go home. Get out of here. Just kidding. So Sherry, she's very psychic, and she has a wonderful slumber party night. Before the other show she does, she has a fun slumber party night as well on Saturdays on her channel. swampvoices@gmail.com if you want a reading with her. I'm at arthureaseyourmind.com if you need a reading or anything like that. As I joke, yes, I have openings in September and August and July and June and May, and I think it says some stuff open in April. Anyway, but I'm available. And as always, that little ticker, which people hate, but there you go. I'll put that up just a little bit. To put your questions in, we're doing political and world event questions, not personal, and to put them in caps, so that way I don't have to wear glasses. Not that I don't mind wearing glasses, just the lights reflect into it. And to me, it's like looking when you have a mirror, looking into a mirror, into infinity. So, and I've been getting a lot of questions about the little ugly, hideous, scary children cards, the prediction cards, these ones. Oh, controlled puppet. I guess we're talking about Trump. They're by Trish James, and if you need, put that up real quick here. These are the prediction deck. Okay. So I will put that in the details of the show as well. And again, I'll do some little housework right now. I have a new playlist, Timeless Tools for Fast Results, and in addition to the guided meditations. So the next one coming up this week will be about why we sage. So that'll be a fun one. And if anyone is still interested in guided meditations, they're available on my YouTube channel, but also they're on iTunes and other places. So if you're on Amazon Music, iTunes, or anywhere, just put in the search engine Arthur Ease Your Mind, and all 16, 17 of them should come up. Okay? And as always, goods unite us. Let you know who's who in the zoo and who gives to who. Okay? Get a hold of your Congress people, your representatives, everyone. Go to fivecalls.org. Please, please, please do this. And you may have heard Los Angeles had a huge rally. 36,000 showed up for Bernie and AOC. I think it's wonderful. And no incidents. It was very peaceful. Everything was great and wonderful from what I've seen so far. Now let's see how the other side reports it. But apparently, Diaper Man went to some wrestling game or something and just completely ignored Kennedy's wife. Didn't even acknowledge her, didn't shake her hand or anything. But then this guy named Portnoy, who has a beef with, he's an influencer. He's just lost $7 million with all the tariff stuff. But Trump and him were all buddy around again, so I don't know, misogynistic person that he is, but also because Kennedy is a Democrat, the wife that is. All right, so I guess that's enough. Oh, and also thank you for everyone that stops by. It does mean a lot to me. It means I guess I'm doing something right. I just hit 18 K the other night, last night. So I really appreciate the followers and that you like what I do. You resonate with what I have to say. But I will say one thing, there's a comment that's going around with a lot of different people amongst us in the community that why is it that I say one thing, somebody else will say something else? Please don't compare us. We're all snowflakes. We're all individuals. It's like I was explaining to someone, you give a paint set to Miro, give a paint set to Monet, give a paint set to Picasso, and then Leonardo da Vinci, then Erte. They look the same thing. You're going to make very different pictures from each of these people. Not going to say anyone's wrong, but they're all their own individual interpretations. And that's what it's like with this community. A lot of us see the same thing, but it's in different, we have to, through our own point of view. So I may be saying that I see the mirror cracking starting on March 15th, which is the end of March, going into April. And then all of April is going to be us saying, what the F? And that seems to be what's been going on. You know, the season of what the F. And then June, July, a lot hits the fan. And then I feel by September, there's some issues that he may not be around. Okay. Others may read it differently. Others may give different time frames. But the end result is we all see that he's going away. I don't know if it's to the spirit in the sky or underground, but it's away. Okay. So I hope that explains something because, we're all snowflakes, we're all individuals. And as you know, this stuff is very fluid because we're not dealing with a lot of different free wills. And okay, so we'll take it from there. We have 749 in the room. Thank you so much. And so let's go to some questions here. I have not seen anything ahead. I was running late. So this will be fun. Hi, Suzette. Is Nancy Mace going to get her psychiatric help she needs? Thanks, Arthur. No, but I did send her off to to a drag school to learn how to dress and do her hair. Just kidding. She's Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs. That's all I'm gonna say. And she's nuts. So she's not gonna be voted back in, I'll tell you that. Okay? So if that answers your question. Hi, Michelle. Will the International Criminal Court, ICC in The Hague, issue a warrant to arrest Phony 47 and company? Will King Charles be involved in luring them out of the U.S. to be arrested by ICC law enforcement? I've always felt there will be warrants issued. Of course, that's why the United States is saying they do not recognize the court anymore. They're trying not to recognize the court. I don't see King Charles being involved with that. But you do know they got Duarte at the airport and, in the Philippines. So when the time is right, time is right. Okay? So next, hope that answers your question. Thank you, Michelle. Bonnie, what were the exact medical and mental findings from his recent medical exam? Oh, you mean dumpster baby? I really feel the doctors were just like amazed, and it's like against medical science that somebody's walking around without a heart and a brain. It's like, oh my God, he's the Tin Man and the Scarecrow. I feel there's issues. Of course, they're not going to tell us. Remember that one guy said he's the healthiest president in the world, and then they went and raided his medical office, and he ends up dead. Yeah. So I just feel that there's lots of issues. I'm glad he knows words like spot and run and dinosaur and elephant, but that's about it. Hello, Arthur. And I'm celebrating my 67th birthday with all of you today. I am so sorry I didn't bring a cake. Well, if I had known, I would have baked a cake and I would have eaten it in front of you. That's my free will. Actually, my sister sent me a babka. I just got in the mail yesterday from, I think, Lady Czestochowa in Pennsylvania for Easter. So I'd eat that in front of you. But happy birthday, Miss Aries. Yay. I'm 1 year ahead of you. Hi, Arthur. 47, when is he gone for good and his staff? Well, we can say by 100 years. I'll be accurate on that. Unless they put his brain in a thing of, never mind, he doesn't have one to do that. Look, I'm saying something about September. I've always said I do feel by the midterms, the House is blue before the voting. So I read it. I could be wrong. And believe me, if I am, you will tell me. But that's okay. That's why we're all in this together. I feel by the end of the year, now if he's gone out of the public eye, gone to another plane, gone here, it depends what you're looking for. I don't feel he'll have power. Okay. What really was found in his physical? Thank you, Arthur. Linda, like I said before, they were just amazed that somebody could walk around without a heart and a brain. But I don't know what to say. I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose things, but all I'm saying is those records are sealed. Put it that way. Okay. Thanks for asking, though. Hi, Lucy. How has Laura Loomer gained so much influence over 45? Is she a foreign asset? Fine, we were just talking about her the other day. She really should have starred in that TV show Botched, bad plastic surgery. It just shows you how easily influenced the Orange Menace is. Just compliment him to his face. Tell him how wonderful he is. And he's so isolated. He thinks he's everybody thinks he's wonderful. I think in the back of his head, from Wicked, they probably play that song "Popular" whenever he's in a room or something like that. Something behind his head. He believes it. Oh my God, wouldn't it be a fun meme of how they take people's faces and put them on different characters? Yeah, singing the song "Popular." Anyway, just a thought. But I feel that's how she did it. Was just said what she wanted, said everything he wanted to hear. Had his ear, I guess, before it fell off and grew back. And what it is. But I don't see her having a very long career in politics. Okay. And I don't think she would be hired as a radio clown, because wouldn't that be a rodeo clown? Well, she's a radio clown, but a rodeo clown, because isn't that something about DEI? I don't know if she can get it work. Hi, CC Sassy. Will they catch the person that set fire to the PA governor's house? I believe they did. I believe they already did. So that's a yes on that. People. Yeah, Trump had nothing to do with that, I'm sure. Hi, Peggy Jean. Is this the guy that was from Maryland, being returned from El Salvador prison? Now, I do have to say something. I said something on a show yesterday with Linda that I did get some hate mail on, and I think it was taken the wrong way, because the question was, will he be returned? I was saying, I hope not in a body bag. And they said they thought I was saying he'll be returned in a body bag. That is not what I meant. But there is a question, is he alive? Now, according to the State Department, he is, or administration, he is alive. But I feel he's been tortured. So he will be returned one way or another. I want to read it like that. I feel by the 28th. Sarah Lovejoy, hi. Having a spiritual gathering in coastal Oregon late July. Will it be safe for our Canadian and British friends to attend? Do they still have those big balloons you can go over them? Never mind. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Really, they will be fine. Just when they're questioned, like the one Canadian woman was asked about what she thought of Trump, she says, well, thank God he's not our president. And she was not allowed to come into the country and was banned for 5 years. So just watch what you say. Okay? But I feel it'll be fine. And I do feel your spiritual event will be good. Now, if you have my favorite spirit rum, I'll be there. Hi, Night Moon Glow. High Speed Author, love your sense of humor. Thank you. Like I always say, the nuns never understood me. Will you share some funny stories for good stress relief from the politics too? Thank you. Funny stories? All I can say is, with everything that's going on, if we don't laugh, we'll cry. You know, like I always say, this too shall pass. Like a kidney stone, but it's going to pass. So just don't lose the faith. Don't lose the hope. We're all in this together. None of us here are alone. And it brightens my heart when I see 36,000 people showing up here from Los Angeles. And it's a big league crowd, a very big league crowd. So, and if you're waiting for me to write the book, I have people that die first, okay? Michelle, since Republicans won both special elections in Florida and 2 more Democrats have died on the job, will Elaine Stefanik be renominated for UN ambassador? No, I don't see it. I don't see it. And the thing is, the special elections, they barely won those. They were razor thin. So I don't see Stefanik going back to the UN. You know, Trump played her. And then she'll play Trump in the long run. Well, hi Liz A. Will the SCOTUS be held accountable for giving 45 immunity? If so, how? What's going to go down in history books is, you know, wanting to know what they were smoking and drinking. But in the long run, I feel they themselves are going to push back a little bit and take some of that away themselves. They're not going to go down in the history book as, you know, as the brightest tools in the shed. The sharpest tools in the shed, sorry. Fred Smith. I heard that Social Security has ordered that recipients join Twitter X. Is that legal? Isn't that a conflict of interest? What we're trying to do is we're trying to make it sound like if you want to find information out, you no longer go through their Social Security Administration. You have to go to X. It's not going to hold up. Okay, because one is a government program, the other one is a not a government program, and the Social Security stuff may seem a little wonky at the moment. It's going to be improved, and they did bring back the phone banks. So, but as we get to the end of 2025, going into 26, things do improve. Okay. Maxi Pool 2. We have had a lot of military action lately, especially at night in Yakima. People are really upset. What can Tell me. When you say military action, you mean helicopters flying by or planes or this or that? Not war or anything, or war games? I just get exercises of some sort. That's all I can answer that. I'm sorry, that's all I'm getting. I feel it dissipates though. Hi, Nivra. Will visa applicants for family reunion visas be difficult this year? Thank you. Yes, I feel it will be. To me, though, it's almost like, I hate to make it sound like this, but it's like traps. You get in, but you can't get out, or you get out, you can't get back in. It's just nuts. But I would say I would go on the side of caution, and you can always have a reunion next year. That's why I'm looking at it. You can always have it on Zoom. Artemis, thank you so much. Everything helps this channel. It really does. Thank you so much. It's so sweet of you. Barbara, will the 3 days of darkness happen? Depends how much I drink and eat, I guess. Just kidding. I've heard about this. It's apparently one of the predictions of Padre, saying there's going to be 3 days of darkness. The only thing that you'll get through is to close all your windows and have a blessed candle to pray to and read and do the rosary. I'm not 100% sure in this when. There are lots of YouTube channels with this prophecy out there. When I've asked, I don't really get an answer on it. So I guess keep holy candles nearby, if that's where you want to go. I can't really comment anything more than that. Just being very honest with you on that. Thank you, Peggy, for the super sticker. You Reiki master, you. Thank you. Hi, Nancy. Will Ukraine give backs as good as it got when the missiles Russia sent to Sumy city center? It is getting a little tit for tat, but what I'm seeing is Ukraine is going to get really quiet, and then out of nowhere, boom, they really hit Russia hard. But then they're saying, oh, there's supposed to be these, ceasefires. But it's like little kids. He started it. All I can say, we'll see in time. But it's. I don't feel it's going to escalate more than it has, but I'm just not getting a pretty picture at the moment. If you want, I can pull a prediction card just see what happens, what I get on that one. And I get. Does that make sense? Some of them, the cards just don't make sense. The greater good. So for the greater good, I really think that there is going to be ceasefire in the long run. Okay, this does show. Holding power is another card that just came up. So, but then again, when Putin decides to, be worm food, that's when things will really stop. Okay. Beautiful butterfly. Thank you again. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. You're so generous. These all help. Hi, Lyndon. Hello, love from Canada. Will Canada trade more with the UA and break their dependency from THZ? I'm going to say yes to this. I got a yes on this. So, but I'm glad the Canadians know that it's the administration does not represent all of the people of America. So, I just wish you guys would cut off the power. Make a statement. Hold on 1 second. Just got a text update on Mel that he's going to be admitted, but no bed available yet. So if I hear anything more from that, I'll let you know. Okay. Will Trump be gone by September? Gene, I want to say something is definitely up in September. But the thing is, if it's October, do not come after me. Again, we're telling you what we're getting right this moment. So there are shifts, which some people demand it has to be a certain time, it has to be a certain day. Well, you said this, and you have to understand it's fluid. Okay. Just like when all of us were saying that Biden was going to hand the reins to Kamala Harris. Well, he did 2 years earlier than the way we saw it, but it still was the prediction. And like when Gene came to me and said, I got things wrong, but that doesn't mean you got this wrong. You didn't get this right about, Kamala winning. So I feel there's something about September is what my guides are showing me. Okay. He's going to be gone. It's not going to be 4 years. I can guarantee you that. Okay. And I usually don't guarantee anything. Will there be any sign or events that we'll be able to see on the news or social media that will signal the end? What, like the end of Dr. Strangelove when he's writing a bomb and the whole world is blowing up? Or do you mean an end of Trump and the Fourth Reich? Or the end of all this craziness? The thing is, I feel it's going to be the progressive media, like Midas Touch, Brian Tyler Cohen, Adam Moxler, Occupy Democracy, Occupy Democrats. A lot of those sites are the ones that are going to be showing the truth. And so it may be after the fact. Now, I always felt that when Trump is taken out of office, that might not be live. Okay? It'll be after the fact. I hope that answers your question. I'm not trying to dance around it. I'm just saying that where the signs and events, it just happens. Okay? Hi, Shannon. Please share your thoughts on the firing of federal employees. We're all stressed out about our jobs. Will those who have been fired be brought back? I always say yes on that. In time. In time. I'm sorry you're all going through this. But if you watched Bernie Sanders when he did his stint on CNN with Anderson Cooper, he made a point of reminding people if this is what they can do to federal employees, what are they going to do with the rest of us? Because the rest of us, if there's manufacturing jobs, they're not going to give people back manufacturing jobs. They're going to go to AI and go to robots. They're not going to look out for the humans because they can make more money working a robot 24/7 and not a human. So, but I do feel things are going to backfire and people will be rehired. You can't get rid of all these federal employees because they do have jobs that they're doing. Just because a kid just graduating high school doesn't understand that and removes jobs, that's going to be turned around. Okay? 2026 is a different year. I hope it happens before then. But as we get into 2026, there's going to be a shift. That's why I keep on reading this. Okay? Hi, Arthur. Any thoughts in what's happening around April 3rd, meaning the end of the month? Well, first of all, I'm not reading martial law on the 20th, which is Easter. What's it going to do? Round up a bunch of people dressed as bunny rabbits? That's up Sean Spicer's one of them. I don't know why you're asking about a specific date around the end of the month. But what I'm saying to you is, as we get all through April, every day is going to be another WTF, and just shows the American people and the once red hats how hideous this man is and his administration, and how it's always how low can they go? They'll go lower, and more people are going to be affected by what they're doing. But it's all going to be, they're trying to dismantle whatever they dismantle, be rebuilt better. Okay, so please don't freak out. Northern Lights. Arthur, will enough of percentage of Americans wake up to change the energy so Trump is removed? That's what I've been saying, people. Send them love and light till they get it right. Put it out there. Just your most benevolent outcomes to every nook, cranny, to everywhere on this earth, to raise the vibrations. I know I may sound like a kook for saying that, but that's what I see. Okay? It does work. The power of prayer works. Doesn't help when I won a lottery ticket, but that's another story. Hi, James Clark. Do you see dictator, from Linda G, be decertified or out of the office by September? Look, you're asking for specific dates now, and I'm just saying it's going to happen. I'm seeing by September. I think Sterling said September. Linda's saying by a certain time. And I don't mean to get defensive here. I'm sorry if I'm coming across that way. It's just that everyone's asking the same thing, but demanding a specific time frame. It's going to happen. Okay? I feel September, he's being carried out on a gurney, handcuffed. I'm the only one saying that. But that's the vision I'm getting, which the visions can also be metaphors. So that's how I'm interpreting it. I'm just letting you know that's what I saw. So we still feel he's not going to be here 4 years. All right? And, don't forget, even Jimmy Carter said that he was an illegitimate president and that he'd be taken down. So let's go with what he said as well. Okay? But we've always saw that his name will be written out of the books. Hi, Donna. So glad you could be here today. Me too. Question. Will California governor be able to negotiate with other countries' businesses getting around Trump's tariffs? Newsom has been doing that, and I think he will be getting away with it. Well, not getting away with it, but that he'll get people to agree with him. It's just like when Canada first was reacting to the tariffs, said, okay, we're gonna go after the red states. They know what the bill is. They know what things are. But also, people also realize that California is the 5th largest economy in the world. California takes care of over 21 red states, basically. And yeah, they'll do deal. Now, of course, Trump is saying Newsom's going behind his back. God, he has to go miles to do that because he's such a big man. But I feel that people want fairness, and that's what will happen. What's Trump going to do? Hold tariffs against California? Hi, Linda. Hello again from Canada. Will Canada trade more with the EU to break their independence from the US? Yes. And also Canada is talking to China. Canada's talking more with Japan and other places too. And that's where numbnuts Trump really has made some mistakes here because he thought everyone would kowtow to him. They're not going to. They're just going to go around. They'll go to China. You know, how to make your enemy stronger. Thank you very much. And don't forget, he did not write The Art of the Deal. Somebody else wrote it. Okay? Hope that answers your questions. We answered this already. I feel she'll eventually be president. I don't know if it's this year. Okay? Because what I've seen is when Trump goes down, Vance is considered a co-conspirator, goes down, Mike Johnson goes down, the rest of them go down, but Mike Johnson will not be in the House much longer because I do feel the House still goes blue before the midterms. Things like Marjorie Taylor Greene may be taking out because of her insider trading, spending $750,000 in one day with her new portfolio. And there will be a group of people running the country, like a placeholder. I feel Hakeem Jeffries may be in charge of it, entertainment purposes only. But it's not going to be like one person, and it's like going to be a placeholder. Then things will be decided on. Okay, that's how I'm reading it. Hi, Miss Cheryl. Can you help me understand why Trump and the Republicans hate America? Well, the way I look at it is Trump hates America because when he was younger, he wasn't invited. He wasn't considered one of the cool kids, and so now he's getting after all the. It's like that one petty little person that didn't get the cool kids and had to buy his way into everything. That they just not that they hate America, they just hate laws. It should be all for them, and we're just the little people. I mean, it's a wonder that when J.D. Vance was talking about calling people in China peasants, he wasn't referring to the United States. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Hi, Arthur. Will Caroline Levitt be gone soon? Thank you for sharing your gift. Yeah, they're going to make her dress up as the bunny rabbit like Sean Spencer, and she's going to faint, and then she's going to quit. Wouldn't that be nice? No, I do feel her being gone. I do feel her being gone. Maybe they'll set up a Tesla showroom or something. I mean, if this was like 15 years ago, we'd have a lot of blonde jokes about her, but they're no longer PC. Okay. Hi, Angela. Hi, Arthur. You're awesome. Thank you. Regarding the big information that's coming in June, July, does it have to do something with quarterly stock reports and insider trading that has been going on? What the guys are telling me, the S is going to hit the fan about a lot of things that just start adding up. It's not just one thing, it's a combination of things. And as I said the other day, the United States is like, we're going through battered wife syndrome with Trump. And there's just one day when we just say, okay, that's enough. We're not going to take this anymore. And that's what happens. And I think June, July is when, we start realizing we're in battered wife syndrome. Okay. I hope that answers your question and helps. Shannon, how long will it take for stocks to rebound back to where it was before the drop? It's going to be a while. I mean, it depends on what stocks, but things are going to shift and change, but it's not going to be like 10 years. Once we have new people in, new administration, things we put in place, then when you look at it, with what Biden did, he brought everything back very fast. And so those kind of mechanisms we put back in place. Okay? It's not going to be years. Hi, Arthur. Much love to Mel. Is the national collective consciousness beginning to return to compassion, honesty, and justice? I feel it is, and that's why we had 36,000 people showing up for AOC and Bernie yesterday, and it's going to continue. And that's why I keep on saying, everyone, please send out most benevolent outcomes, the love and light. It does work. Okay, thank you. Hi, Lisa, mother of two rescues. Beautiful Arthur, do you think everything Doge has put their fingers in the reversed blessings? Yes. Well, most of it. Some of the stuff, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they're not like going to the stuff that's in the cloud, like the backups, removing stuff from backups and all that kind of stuff. So some stuff may have to be recreated. But I honestly feel anything that they have tried to destroy, there's a backup somewhere. Okay? Just like names will be replaced in Arlington Cemetery, because they did remove names in Arlington Cemetery to DEI. It's crazy. Hi, Jem. Will 47 have a public deterioration before he's removed from office or later? I think we're seeing that in slow motion right now. I mean, it's not like he's going to walk up a ramp and his ears fall off, his arm falls off, and you know, I can envision that. But he's falling apart. But I do feel that slowly but surely, I mean, put it this way, when he's giving a speech and all of a sudden Fox News will cut off after 3 minutes, you know there's something wrong. And that's going to be happening more and more. So that helps. Hi, Winnie Boo. Will the Democrats be able to win the 2026 even with all the voting suppression happening? Yes. 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 You know, the whole thing that was going on in Carolina with the other judge, where they were trying to get rid of 60,000 votes. Well, that was reversed. That was held up. They can't get rid of the 60,000 votes. So they may do all these suppression things. It's not going to work. Okay, they can try, but it's not going to happen. So when you see these things, don't panic. Okay. Will the Senate filibuster the SAVE Act and ultimately vote it down? Call your senator, tell them to vote no on it. Yes, use 5calls.org on this one. Get a hold of your people. Unfortunately, I feel the Senate may skirt through the Senate, but even if it does, it'll be held up in law. There'll be lawsuits, and so by the time the lawsuits start going to the courts and everything, things got changed. All right, they'll be reversed. Is the colonial illusion scheme brainwashing arrangement packaged as a nation and never a nation, called Nigeria a member of the United Nations? I don't know what you're asking here. I'm not going to answer this because I'm not quite sure what you're asking. I don't know how to answer it. Okay. DRC. I notice that many in our community, including myself, can complain a bit. Will we be able to shift to positive, constructive energy when the orange mushroom world ceases to exist? Thank you. Yes. Yeah. I don't think people realize how much negativity and complaints that we readers get. Not only in comments, where we're picked apart, like I'm yelled at to go to elocution lessons and my haircuts, and people pick. And if I didn't have a thick skin at first, but now I do. But if people saw some of the stuff we have to deal with, I think you would be surprised. So go ahead, complain. But if we don't answer it, don't be surprised. And for some people this past week, if they don't go to find my site, good luck. Okay. But yes, the world will get better. Hi, Pat. Will Stephen Miller be put on trial for his directives through DGT? Well, I feel he's doing more than just having Trump sign everything. So he's going to get in trouble. And he can scream all he wants at the hosts and everything he wants. But he's going down. Entertainment purposes only. And it will be entertaining to watch him go down, wouldn't it? Okay, next. If there is a next one. Hi, Bridget. Do you think Assad and wife are alive in Russia? Thank you. I think Assad may have been taken care of. I feel his wife and kids are still alive. But I just feel they took their money. Okay? So I'm going to answer that. Because his wife's American, too. Hi, Arthur. Will Caroline Levitt go away soon? Thank you. Not soon enough. Not soon enough. Blvd it. Hi, Arthur. I'm wondering when Jack Smith Fun begins. Thank you. So, thanks for all you do. Jack Smith, around May of 2026. I hope it's sooner than that, but that's what the guys just gave me right now. And please be aware when I say these things, a lot of it's not. I get also accused of giving my personal opinions and everything. These are not my opinions. These are what the guides give me. So I hope you also realize that too. As I say, I'm not that smart. I'm the village idiot. It's my guides that make me look smart. So yeah, Jack Smith stuff, I feel I'm getting some about May 2026 just now. So we'll see what happens. Jacqueline, hear me out. We cancel student loans because of the Bible. Interest is a sin. Then watch them argue for separation of church and state. Oh, please, these people are Christian. Yeah, they took all the evil, cruel things out of the Bible and used that. It's like playing Monopoly with my cousin who would make up all the rules so he'd win all the time. And they say things like the Bible and all that just to get, oh, it's the Bible. These people haven't even read the Bible, the real Bible. Because, there's King James. I was raised Catholic. There's a Catholic Bible. And do you remember Pat Robertson was trying to create his own Bible and his own spin on things? So it's just, as Gene Dixon used to tell me, religion is man-made. It'll always be flawed. Spirituality is our gift from God. Okay? So I did hear you. Hi, Ian. Thank you again. Question: do you see AI having a huge impact on economic labor, i.e. people actually working fewer hours for the same level of well-being? Well, as I said earlier, unfortunately, I'm seeing that I'm going to be using AI and robotics to take away people's jobs. Like, remember in the 80s, they said, oh, I lost my job to a computer. Now it's going to be losing jobs to AI and robots. But I do feel there will be the I sound like Elmer Fudd, sorry. The ability to pull some plugs on this stuff. And that'll be, as Bernie Sanders was saying, be there to help people, not hurt people. And I feel that when we get the new administration in, that will be built on kindness, compassion, and justice, that those, and empathy, those things fall into place. Okay? Barbara, tax day is April 15th. Will the collected taxes be much less than in previous years? You do taxes in April? I wait till October. Just kidding. I get people who are afraid, so they are filing taxes. But the problem is you need people to go through the taxes. I feel they're going to collect just as much. But the problem is the money that they collect, we pay our taxes for services. We're not going to get those services anymore, so why should we pay the taxes? That's my only opinion. That's not from the guides. But we'll see on that one. Deborah, will the Democratic candidate remain the winner of the seat of the North Carolina Supreme Court? Yes. Yes. I just read on that earlier. Yes. And in fact, I believe the court also ruled that, they can't take the 60,000 votes away. If they didn't, maybe I'm reading it ahead of time, but I don't feel they'll be able to do that. All right. I think we have time for one more. Question. Do you see any international violations against U.S. Americans living in Europe? Recently traveled to France and everyone was nice. Haven't been home the States in 7 years. I feel there may be some hassles with a few tourists, but some of those tourists are the entitled a-holes that do not represent America. So they may get, the ones always wearing Versace yelling, "Hey, Harry!" But what I'm seeing here is that people realize it's the administration, that it's not all the American people. Okay? And I feel everybody feels across the board like that. So I'm glad, everyone in France has been nice to you, and I'm glad it's been safe for you. And I feel it can be for others as well. Okay? So anything else? So I guess that's about it tonight. Oh, Sherry's going one more. How does Grumpy feel about all the anti-oligarchy protests that includes him, since ratings are so important to him? He's just going to put out. Actually, I feel when he sees that, his people are saying, well, they're all paid actors. They're not real people. They're paid actors. That's what I get he's being told. So he's angry about that. Blaming George Soros for it. But that's what you get. So I hope that helps. Well, it's about 4:30 here. And Anne became a new member. Thank you. I'm getting a little brain dead. I've had a migraine all day, so I've been doing this, trying to get through this. Now I'm telling you, trying to get through this with a migraine. But I really appreciate everybody here tonight. All 1911 of you. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are the best. And if I did get a little defensive tonight, I apologize. That's not who I usually am. And as I've said before, what they don't realize is how strong we are when we're together. And we can make a difference, and we will make a difference, and we're going to make a difference. You know, and if you feel lonely, if you feel like you're alone in this, you're not. Do reach out to somebody on, if you're in the membership rooms or in the chats or whatever, reach out to each other. None of us are alone here. Okay? Oh my God, it's almost like really bad reference. Like the Planet of the Apes movies where Caesar's going, we're stronger when we're in a group. The stronger we stand. And we are. And that's what scares the bejesus out of them. They think they can bully us. They think they can knock us down. And we just, cower down to them. Not anymore. Surprise. I sound like Gomer Pyle. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Right? So we are strong. And from the bottom of my heart, know that I do love you. I really, really do. So hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe if you're not a subscriber. If you need a reading, ArthurEaseYourMind.com. And I'm here. All right. So I've got some shows coming up tomorrow with Sherry. Tuesday, I'm not sure with Mel yet. Wednesday, I'll be with Valerie. Thursday, I think they're going to bury my body in a cave with Myrrh, and then dig me up a few days later. So we'll see. All right. No, I love you guys. I'm babbling right now, so I apologize. But no, we're not alone. So take care of yourself, take care of others, and above all, stay amazing. Okay? Have a great night, people, and thank you.